How's it going, guys? So, very big video. I'm really excited. I know you guys are. And this one I called Algebra, the Big Picture. Because the reason I think this video is really important is the way you're kind of taught in schools, well, most schools, pretty much every teacher, most teachers, whatever you want to say, is you get kind of told, look, here's a bit of, multiplying out brackets is algebra, factorizing is algebra. If you have this kind of question where you have to find a value, this is algebra. But really, I want to kind of slot things in. I really want you to understand how it all fits together, because barely any of you actually do. You might think you do, who knows, you might surprise me, well done, but I don't think most of you will. So I'm going to jump straight into it. If you look on this side, you've noticed I've wrote something which kind of sounds at first glance quite crazy, that there are only actually two types of algebra questions. Now, obviously you know that's not entirely true, because factorizing, multiplying out brackets, simplifying terms is. But let me tell you more kind of what I mean by that. What I mean by this is, so let's write 1 and 2. There's only two types. Now the second type is one which you probably instinctively know. And that really, I mean, you can phrase it in different ways, there's loads of questions, but essentially you have a question where you're having to find something you don't know. And this can come about in loads of different ways. So for example, if you get asked to solve something like this, that's essentially telling you, look, find me the x. So this is the x is a number you don't know. You've been given this bit of information. You've got to find it. Later on, for you guys who know what quadratics are, you get asked to solve this. So again, here, they're going to try to tell you, look, there's a number which if you square it and then take 4 lots of it away and add 7, that gives you 0. And they're like, all right, what is this magical hidden number? And you've got to figure that out yourself. So that's what I mean. Obviously, there's loads of different types. Later, we'll be kind of looking at things like this. Okay, so again, can you see this? You've got to try find the x, which if you replaced the x by a number, all of this would equal 12. Both sides are balanced. So that's what I mean by finding something you don't know. Now, the second one, you guys probably, unless you're very, very smart, and then you probably don't even need me, is this. So, just quick recap. Yeah, sorry, my bad, I can't multitask for the life of me. The second type is, it's rewriting. Okay, looks like it's going to come out in black, this one. Okay, probably good for effect. And what I mean by this rewriting is there's 4 types of rewriting at this stage, which you need to know anyway. So it's simplifying terms. There's multiplying out brackets. There's factorizing. And there's algebraic fractions, which we'll go into another time. But, these ones are probably, I don't know where I'm going to put this video, but I'll go over these, probably in the next few videos. But notice one thing. So, for example, a simplifying terms question will just ask you something like this. It will say, simplify 2x plus 3 plus 4x minus, 5 or something. And this simplifies to 6x minus 2. Now notice, look, that's all the question's asking. It's just saying, look, it gives you this bit, and it says simplify it. And all you do is you just write it in a different way. A nicer way to look at it. But it's the same thing. It's essentially exactly the same thing. That's why I mean, look, it's a rewrite part. You've just rewritten it. Simplifying is a form of rewriting. Let's give you different example. Let's kind of look at multiplying out brackets. So, you know, I'm going to show you two types. Alright, so, you know, it'll just say multiply out or something. You know, I'll give you an easy example. You get this, you have to multiply it out, and it multiplies out to that. Look, you haven't found what the x is. You've just multiplied it out. There's no equal sign. Do you notice that? Rewrite questions do not have an equal sign. If it doesn't have an equal sign, you're dealing with the rewrite question. Yeah, and I tell you, it's good that I need to bring this to your attention. Factorizing, let's see if I can get something like this. And again, don't really worry if you don't know how to factorize this just yet. We're going to be going over that. But you know, this would be that. Again, I haven't found the x, and algebraic fractions will be the same kind of stuff, but I'm not going over that. Now, the reason I tell you this is because later you'll notice how you get the different types of questions. But I'll tell you this right now. You know, all of these rewrite things which you're learning, they're pretty much just like little tools and tricks which help you find, you know, do the questions where you've got to solve stuff, where you've got to find stuff out. You know, for example, let's have a, let's have a look at this. You might get asked to do this. Give you a really nice, easy one, because I like you guys. So look, you'll start off with this. And the first step which you actually have to do is multiply out the brackets. And then obviously you solve, if you know how to solve, by taking away 4 from each side, then you get x equals 3. But look, from this step to this step, you just took that little bit and you decided to rewrite it. Now the reason I'm saying this is, can you see it's not, you can't find, well, it's pretty easy to guess this one. But you need to rewrite this bit to that, because then it makes it way easier to solve the rest of it. That's why I consider these as little tools and tricks. And I want you to know that. Because once you know this, once you understand you do this, a lot of these algebra questions are going to be much, much easier for you. And I promise you that. I promise you that. And I'm going to take you through exactly how to do it. So, okay, so not much more to add on that. All I want to do is just bring this to your attention. All of this stuff will help us solve this stuff. But here's the good news. You know, if any of you guys have seen past exam papers, you do actually get marks for questions like this. But then later on, when you're trying to find something you don't know, you're going to be using these kind of things. Right, so I'll leave the video there. Not really much else to kind of say. And yeah, see you at the next video.